guys, welcome to another episode of Can You Play This Riff? Today, a fantastic song, Money, That's What I Want. Probably you recognize it from the Beatles, who made the song really famous, but the original is from Barret Strong. This guy here, one of the first Motown hits ever recorded. First, let me play the riff in a most simple form, very slowly, and then we're gonna spice it up gradually. One thing that's very important, especially if you're a beginner, not to make this mistake. On the surface, there's nothing wrong. It sounds nearly identical, right? But my fingers are quite bent and there's lots of space underneath here, which is what you would do if you're a classical guitarist, right? Press down the string exactly the middle of the fingertips. But in rock and roll, that's what we do not want, because it's a quite raunchy song, so we're gonna play quite loud. And if you have this technique, look what happens. As soon as I start to play loud, it becomes a mess. So what I do is, I have my thumb here sticking out besides the neck, and that automatically straightens my finger. Instead of having this bend, it's straight, muting the other strings. That's exactly what we want. Now you can play loud and the sound is clear. Instead of... That makes sense, right? So the first step is to learn the notes, and the second step is to have the right technique. Have that thumb here sticking out at all times and see if you can still play the riff. Now here is where the fun part begins. Now we can spice it up and make it a bit more full, the sound. Instead of just playing notes, we're going to add a few chords. Let's start with the E power chord, A power chord. So instead of... Now we're going to do... That sounds so much better, right? Now there's one thing we need to take care of though. Make sure that with the E power chord, the thumb doesn't mute accidentally the low E string, because we need that bass note. And on the other hand, with the A power chord, that's where we do need to mute the low E string. Because if we don't, it's gonna sound a bit too muddy. So first you wanna do a little exercise, which is not muting the E string, muting the E string. As soon as you can do that, then see if you can play the riff and add the two power chords. Here's where we're going to play the B7, but it's a B7 without a little finger. We don't need that pinky finger because we're not going to play the top E string anyway. So we have... On to the end. Instead of just playing the notes, I'm going to play the B7 and end on the E chord. And just like the A power chord, where we need to mute the low E string, you want to do the same thing with the B7. That E string doesn't sound well at all with the B7. It becomes way too muddy. So again, you want to mute. Very simple, not much to it, and great fun to play. Let's see if we can play it together. You can find the tabs, as always, on my Patreon site. Here we go.